Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of the Holistics Highlights podcast. I'm Scott Kaplan, along with Alex Padilla, and the brains behind this operation. She runs all the marketing at Torrey Holistics and California Holistics. Ruthie Edelson is here. Ruthie, how we doing?
We're doing great. So excited to have Garcia on the show today.
Yeah, Garcia Brands is getting ready to join us, and we're going to talk about Garcia Hand Picked. You can visit them at garciahandpicked.com. Ruthie, before we get started, though, and before we meet Savannah Garden, who is going to be telling us all about the Garcia Handpicked brands, I'm curious, update us, if you could, on how things are going the first month of California Holistics that opened on 4/20 down in Chula Vista. How are things going?
They are going. We are all moving along with all the glitches, but everything is now going smoothly, and people are coming to check us out. They're like, oh, you're finally open, and stopping by. It's great because we have Chili's and Ross there, so those people are coming in and checking us out. And now if you were coming in there at the first few days, we didn't have every shelf filled. Now all shelves are filled, so it's actually really, really exciting to see so much product. If you've been to Torrey, you know that the shop is a little bit smaller, whereas California Holistics, there's so much more space and shelf space, so there's a lot more product that we can hold there and carry a lot more product, so it's pretty exciting to see.
What I love about it is I didn't have a chance to go in yet, but I drove right by, and the signage is so visible from the main street. Like, that's something that's different, obviously, from Torrey too. Torrey, you see it from the freeway, but you got to get off the freeway and then blah, blah, blah. At California, you just see a massive California sign. You just make a right or a left, you're right there. It's like right away.
Yeah, it's awesome because, Torrey, when that process started, it was in 2014 or possibly even earlier. And so that was zoned for industrial. They were hiding those. And now, they're allowing them to be in areas that are a little bit more
next to
open.
A Ross and a Chili's.
Totally. Yeah. Which is awesome. Way more mainstream. So, you can go and buy, a dress and go get your loaded potatoes and go grab your weed.
Hey, Ruthie, I got to tell you. So, Torrey Holistics is a lot more convenient for me, but I'm going to go down to California Holistics just because I want to see what's going on. But here's what I can tell you. A lot of our radio listeners, TV viewers, YouTube viewers, podcast listeners, they're sending me pictures all the time because
so rad.
They live down that way, and they would always hear us talking about Torrey Holistics. And Torrey Holistics, if you live down in Chula Vista, is not exactly around the corner. So it's,
right.
So now that California Holistics is open, so many of our listeners are sending us pictures like, yo, I'm here. I'm checking it out.
So cool.
It is really, really cool. So,
okay, wait. So I got to tell our listeners, we're having a second grand opening that I'm really excited about, Father's Day weekend. So I'm going to keep a lot of what we're planning under wraps right now, and we will announce more as it gets closer. And then in July, and I won't announce the date quite yet because I haven't signed all the agreements yet, but we're probably going to have a really, really killer event outside of the shop in July that I'll let everyone know about, but this is going to be so much fun. I'm really stoked about it.
I
love
I know, and now I feel so out of the loop. I want in the loop, not out. I want in.
I know, but let me just confirm everything for sure.
Well, she knows
so close, and then I'll.
She also knows that if she tells you, if she tells you, it's blabbed out to everybody.
Totally.
No chance.
And
big mouth over here.
There. Don't worry, you guys will be there for sure. You're a big part of it. I've emailed you I got some big events coming up. I want you guys there. Share your events too, so we're not, you guys aren't going to be busy because some good things are coming up.
All right, well, Ruthie, this is exciting, and for everybody that's watching and listening, Torrey Holistics in Sorrento Valley, California Holistics now in Chula Vista, our friends up north at Mammoth Holistics, obviously, and more coming. But come on down south and check out the new store, California Holistics. And now I see that we're ready to go with Savannah Garden from Garcia Handpicked. Ruthie, I don't think
first, but okay.
Ruthie, I don't think I've ever seen you so excited. We've had on a lot of great guests so far on the Holistics Highlights podcast. I don't think I've ever seen you as excited about Savannah Garden being here from Garcia Handpicked. What has got you so giddy today, Ruthie?
Well, I've been working with Savannah for a long time. Before Savannah was with Garcia, and she was with PAC. So I've been working with her since 2017, probably.
Yes.
So I've been working, with her for a long time. She is, by far one of my favorite reps. And I was really, Savannah, you tell the story of when I walked into our marketing conference room and saw you there with all the Garcia stuff. Well, I had no idea she was coming in that day.
No, she was just so excited. Well, one of the first things that I thought of when I was joining, we're going to talk a lot today, and I feel like I should come clean with one thing. I don't even know if I should say this actually, but
definitely should say that.
Yeah, now you got me intrigued. Now I got to know what you're going to say.
Hey, me and my fiance, we have a rule in the house, and it's a rule on the show. When you start saying something, you'd be like, "Oh, you know what? Never mind." No, that's not. Once you start, you gotta say.
Now we gotta know.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think I'm not going to be Ruthie's favorite rep anymore. And I'm kind of scared because I do want to say I credit Torrey Holistics with helping me grow in my career as well. Like she mentioned, I've been able to climb the ladder, but I think it's because of my relationship and with Torrey Holistics and how much they've helped me grow in my role as well and in the industry as well. And Torrey Holistics is one of the best dispensaries in California, and working with the rest of the country now, as I do with Holistic Industries, California is really the state that everyone looks to see what's coming next, what they can expect for their state. And Torrey Holistics is leading California. So it's just such an honor to be here. And, I'm so excited that she's excited that I'm here because it's the same on my end. But I guess what I was going to say is that I didn't go to Holistic Industries because I'm a Jerry Garcia fan.
Right. Well, we know that. We know that, Savannah, but that doesn't matter.
Okay. But I will say that my maiden name is Lopez. I'm Hispanic Spanish. And so, representing a brand like Garcia and the Garcia family is something that's really close to my heart because I worked with the National Council of La Raza with their Leaderless Summit and just trying to build up Latino youth. So it is something that is close to my heart in that way. But I really went over to Holistic Industries because like Ruthie said, I worked with PAX, and with PAX, we worked with Holistic Industries on the East Coast. They filled pods for us. I'd always had a really great fondness for the way that they worked and the way their reputation in the market. And so I knew a bunch about I'm sorry. I'm so nervous being on here with you guys.
Why is it? Wait a second. Is this the first time you've ever been on a podcast?
Yes. I'm not a social media person. I don't even post on Instagram. I only do this for Ruthie.
Oh, yeah, but wait, but what a great brand representative you are.
Why?
Well, you're so knowledgeable. You've been in the business for so long, and you're so smart, and you're so amazing. You have so much knowledge to share. I'm so excited to have you on.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, if you don't mind my saying, and you look great on camera. That's a compliment intended to be a compliment, in the Me Too world. But all of it, you are a great representative for your company.
And as the producer of the show, you had no problems logging on and you sound great.
Yeah.
So that's you're doing way better than a lot of people do.
Right. So no reason to be nervous. We don't bite. All we want to do is hear about, Garcia Handpicked, which is interesting because Ruthie, was it 420 or I'm trying to remember if there was another event, but Garcia Handpicked brought their really cool van and all their stuff to Torrey Holistics. And we had a chat because and there was a band out front playing some Grateful Dead music.
Well, that's when we launched Garcia. Okay, well, let's go back to. So I've been wanting to bring Garcia, of course, into Torrey, but I'm not the purchasing. That's Kalina. She's not here with me today. I'm at home.
But anyway, I was getting to the story that I roundabout did not get to for about 10 minutes is basically I walk into the room and I'm like, I got a job at Holistic and I'm like, I know who's going to love this brand. It's going to be Ruthie, and anyone who's going to be able to show what this brand's about, who the Garcia family is about is going to be Ruthie. She's just the best in Southern California, in my opinion, as far as like bringing together a brand and really showing it to the community. So I walk into the room, and the hardest person to get to is Kalina, you guys. Like, she is a tough cookie. She's a badass woman. I mean, I am like, you know, like in awe of her, you know, just not even what she's done in the cannabis industry, just what she's done in her life and in her career, right? So separate thing. But anyway, so I'm just sitting there, you know, Kalina's there, and then Ruthie comes in, and she's like, oh my God, Savannah. Like, she helped me sell it into Torrey, really. I mean, I did very little work at that point. Ruthie kind of said, this is what I can do. This is what I can bring to the table. All I had were my marketing assets and my swag. And I'm like, here's how I could support. And then really, I feel like, you know, Ruthie, I mean, took the bull by the horns and really turned it into a fantastic brand at Torrey Holistics, I would say.
Yeah. So Kalina ended up bringing just a few SKUs on, and I was like, we're going to launch this. I think it's going to do great. Let me just prove it to you. And we launched it. Well, like 2 hours in, we sold out. And in the middle of the launch, we had to reorder and call them and say, we need more ASAP. It was amazing. And the interesting part is I've known for a long time that at Torrey, we've had, you know, older deadheads as our customer. You know, since 2017, I've seen, you know, people walking in with tie-dye shirts and, you know, talking about the dead and all kinds of stuff. So I knew this was going to do great there, and it just does awesome at Torrey, and I'm such a big fan. And the product is awesome. So have you guys tried it?
So I have tried it, because let me just tell you this quick story, Savannah. So Ruthie said to me and to Alex, hey, look, we're going to launch the Garcia brand at Torrey. You guys have to come the day of the launch. So we went down to Torrey Holistics. All of the, you know, the van and the, you know, reps and all of the swag and everything was there. And I introduced Ruthie to a friend of mine named Patrick Brown, who's the lead singer of a band called Easy Wind, which is an incredible Grateful Dead tribute band. So Ruthie booked Easy Wind. So they're out front playing Dead songs. We're hanging out in the van. We're all doing like social media. Not that you would know, because you don't like social media. And we all left with Garcia brand goods. So, I mean, I'm so happy to have you here today. It's so cool.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What's been your favorite? Do you know any favorite strains that you've tried, or any of our farms?
So
not our farms, but the farms we work with.
This is, I want to learn more. And that's kind of the goal today, is for you to tell not just us, but I mean, really everybody who listens and everybody who watches, as much as we can learn in 20 minutes.
Okay.
This is a product. I had just gotten this most recently. This is the hybrid whole flower.
Okay, perfect. So I love the jarred flower is our indoor flower, the premium flower line. I would say that I'm the most proud of our current work. Yes, thank you.
Wait, Ruthie, what do you have? What is that?
That is our tour packs. That is kind of really where our main focus has been this last quarter, and will continue to be the rest of the year, which is really our work and our main mission of supporting legacy farmers. As we all know, are kind of having a difficult time, I think, in this marketplace. But one of the main things that I've worked with, and one of my partners in crime with this project, his name is Timothy Omi. He's actually our sales logistics manager, a fancy word for he procures all of our flour. So when we call it Garcia Handpicked, he has a very close relationship with the Garcia family. He's actually an equity partner of ours as well on our retail side. So he's got a great story on his end. I love these, like Ruthie, Vanna White.
Right. Well, you're right. Well, you're talking
I mean,
about
look at
it.
these
I know. I love it. I'm
mugs.
like, but anyway, so we're supporting. So Timothy has really come and started partnering with these like amazing farmers who like, they just all have interesting stories of their own. Like one is Bigfoot Farms. They're like a family owned company by a father and son. You've got Highwater. That's like, they're located in an ancient floodplain, like somewhere on the Eel River, like really cool stories like that. Or you've got, we work with Moonmade Farms. I think you guys actually
we had Tina.
Yes. So we work with her as well. Lantern Farms. He won like the 2018 World Cup.
That's what I have.
Yes. So Green Lantern's one of my favorite
apples
sativas.
and bananas.
So anyway, that's kind of my favorite project that we're doing right now is highlighting these farmers, not only in our flower and in that packaging, but we're also starting to highlight them and their brands on the tour pack. So you'll start seeing those stickers come through, or we're actually highlighting their branding to get them more visibility into the marketplace as well. Because no, that's going to be, it's actually bigger. I need to...
Yeah, this might be a little bit of an older one, but they are Sun+earth certified. So, and those are legacy farms, right?
Yes.
Or
And so now, so now we're going to have the Sun+earth sticker and their branding sticker. So you'll see both of them on the same thing on the tour pack. So that's been our recent update, but that's kind of the work I'm most proud of with this brand, because that's kind of what Jerry and I think Trixie and the Garcia family really stand behind, is flower that's grown by the sun and the moon, in the naturalist way possible, and also sharing those resources with the community, and the community that started it all are some of those legacy farmers. So
how involved is
they're
Garcia
pretty
family?
involved, like very involved. I mean, that this is their dad. This is kind of like their homage to their father, right? And in a lot of ways, Jerry Garcia, like what I love about them is they really took a long time, almost about 2 years, picking the right people to partner with. They knew they wanted to come out with a line. They knew they didn't want to enter the market right away, and they knew they wanted the right partner. And my favorite line that Trixie kind of tells everyone is like, Josh Gunderson, the CEO of this company, is actually a true deadhead. And so is Rachel Gunderson, who kind of leads the marketing efforts with the Garcia family for this brand. But Trixie basically said, Josh is like the least douchiest of all the MSOs. He's the least douchiest. And so because he's the least douchiest, we got chosen. So it's an honor every day for us to work with them. And I have to tell you, like Rachel, who is the senior marketing director and really, is in charge of like working with the family. Like she beams every time she's talking about it. Like she doesn't let anyone touch that brand. It's her baby. And she makes sure Trixie sees everything. And there's times where it's like, I'm in sales. There's times where I'm like, I need this asset. What's going on with this? And she's like, I'm sorry. They're, in a yurt somewhere in the forest. Like I can't get to them. This is just what's happening. Okay. This is amazing though. Like they're true to the spirit of this culture. And I love that.
Alex, you have any of those pictures? Ruthie, I know I've seen pictures of you with Trixie Garcia, Jerry's daughter.
Yes. That was so a highlight.
Yeah. Where did you get a chance to meet up with her?
So I went to Hall of Flowers this past last year, actually, with Kalina. Hall of Flowers is a big event where you go and see all the brands in the cannabis industry, and she was there. And I really don't tend to geek out on like stars or anything like that. I don't even know if I was to run into most of them who they are. But when I got to meet Trixie, I was like, couldn't speak, right, Savannah? I was like, they had to like talk for me. So I totally geeked out meeting her and was pretty excited and got some pictures with her.
That's really cool. Savannah, so you mentioned at the beginning, you went to the Garcia brand, not because you were a big Deadhead or a Jerry Garcia fan for that matter. By the way, here's the picture of Ruthie.
I love it.
Have you gotten into the music at all?
I have. I would say my favorite song. Oh my God, I'm so nervous right now. But Sugaree.
Okay.
Sugaree is like one of my favorites. I just can't get it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
So it's in regular rotation.
Last week I drove from Boise, Idaho, back down to San Diego, and I was driving through the middle of the desert, and I was like, oh, this is my time. I got time on my hands, nobody on the road. I'm doing 100 miles an hour. My daughter's riding shotgun. She's 20 years old. And I love to like introduce her to these kinds of, songs. And I mean, I made her like listen to Estimated Prophet about 10 times because I really wanted her to get a sense of the words and what they meant, or at least what they mean to me. So I love to pass it on. I mean, I kind of got to the Grateful Dead a little bit later on in my life, actually. And have now followed around Dead and Company, not like I'm on tour or anything, but even have my shirt on today for you.
Oh, it's amazing. They've got some shows coming up.
Yeah, I saw Dead and Company when they were here in Chula Vista at the amphitheater, Ruthie, not too far from the new California Holistics.
Yes. Yep, I was there.
I mean, have you been able to go to the what do they call them? Where you can get like the Shakedown Street. I know
Shakedown
Street.
Street,
Shakedown Streets. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This
been-
Shakedown Street, this past Shakedown Street was a little bit crazier than I've seen lately.
I want to go to a Shakedown Street.
There was a lot of mushrooms and a lot of big nugs. There was a lot going on.
I love
Well,
that.
tell me this, because I have the Royal Mints. This is the product I have right now. And it's interesting because when you open the jar, I mean, it's a very powerful smell. I mean, it comes right at you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's beautiful. It smells great. It's really beautiful nuggets. Can you tell us a little bit about this one?
Yeah, Royal Mints. Will you look on the box? I'm pretty sure it's Mercy Wellness. Will you remind me though?
Okay. Just
Is
tell
it
me where
Mercy-
I'm looking.
Look for farmer.
Maybe
We
at the
usually
bottom?
highlight- Yeah, at the bottom on the side. Oh no, on the side. No, right where the white label is.
Yep.
Grown by. Thank
It's
you.
grown by.
Oh, thank you. I don't see that, but that doesn't mean that it's not here. It's just me and we're on the air live and I'm not seeing it. That's all.
Well, I will tell you.
Oh yeah, Mercy Wellness, packaged by
This
Mercy
is how
Wellness.
good I am, you guys. Can I just tell you,
Wow.
you've got a lot of strains, and I know.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Nailed
Thank
it.
you. So Mercy Wellness is like one of my asking the hard questions. One of my favorite like companies to work with, actually. I'll say the marketing team over there is absolutely fantastic. The flower that's coming out of there is great. And then also their buyer is just like really interested in quality flower. So I would say they're actually a dispensary up north that we work with, but also like just true quality growers who work and really geek out on all the legacy farmers as well. I would say Joe's like one of my favorite people in the industry right now, and has really helped me understand flower in a way I haven't before. So yeah, that's that. That's that team.
I love the packaging. I mean, the bottle is just so cool, right?
Oh, I
yeah,
love
and
the
when you open up the box, I love it. It says magic is what we do, music is how we do it. Garcia.
We love to have little like sayings here and there that really tie in like sayings from Jerry. And I think one of my favorite is that he just opted for fun, you know? And so we put that on our boxes, or just little wisdom bits, or even some of his doodles we'll have highlighted in our joint packaging. So yeah, it's a pretty cool brand.
Ruthie, mine says, let's be good to ourselves. Let's be good to each other. I feel like when you open the box, it's like a fortune.
Yeah, it gives me chills because we just need more of that.
Especially, on a day like today when, we're doing the show on a day like today. And, for those of you that are watching and listening, you may be watching or listening a year from now, but today is actually May 25th, 2022. And I know, Ruthie, just following you on social media, and you're a mom, I'm a dad, and, just to see what's happened in our country the last, couple of weeks, but in particular yesterday down in Texas with this ridiculous, crazy school shooting. I know we all have heavy hearts on a day like today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
to not to be so blunt and switch the subject, but do you yourself have a particular like favorite when you're thinking of Garcia Handpicked? Like, where do you go to? I always like knowing like this is something that you're obviously incredibly involved. You know all the strains, you know all the farms. What is like your current favorite right now from Garcia?
Okay. Well, we just started.
should I answer this? Should I have a favorite? I have a favorite kid. I have 4, and I always tell one of my 4
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah, I think it's
You always have a favorite kid, right? I don't know. I always suspected I'm not a mom yet. I'm trying. God, hopefully one day.
I am the favorite kid.
I'm the favorite too. Like I know it.
Yeah, I know it too. And yeah, and my sisters know it too. My mom doesn't say. She's like, "You're my favorite son." I'm like, "Yeah, but you can just say kid. You don't have to say son. I'm the only son." But yeah,
you definitely. They tell you. Like they come out. So if you haven't been told, you guys know. But just kidding. No, we tease each other. Siblings, I think, always try to be the favorite child. So. Trying to push the limits there. But I would say, as far as my favorite child, One thing that I think cannabis nerds will always say, and like I feel like we're always pushing this right now, but it's like the terpenes. It's all about the terpenes right now for me, and like who's really showing up in that way. So I would say that sometimes I'm loving what Fig Farms comes out with. I love what Earth Bourbon comes out with, but I'm also, and those are more of our indoor flower growers. I'm just like, I'm obsessed. They're so good. The flower quality is amazing. The smell, everything. But then I'm just really getting into this Sun and Earth flower and flower that's grown outside, in natural conditions. I mean, I just feel like when you struggle a little bit more, you've got that much more quality and goodness in you, and I think being grown outdoors has a lot to do with the quality and the terpenes and what I'm seeing coming out of that flower right now. So I generally, which is weird because in Southern California, I will say I'm LA born and raised. So I have that Valley Girl accent. I'm sorry. I was really worried about that coming on the show as well. But I'm so used to like indoor flower. That's all I grew up with, right? Like that's LA. But coming into this industry and then working in Northern California, I'm starting to really lean towards, or maybe just geek out more on like what some of these Sun and Earth farms are doing and these legacy farmers in Humboldt.
I agree 100%. I think once you start really tasting and smoking Sun and Earth, you can really tell the difference, and more so of like how you feel. I mean, to me, it's night and day.
When you guys use flower that way, and you obviously, have an experienced palate, if you will, how do you smoke it? I'm just curious. Like, do you smoke it out of joints? Do you pack it into a bowl? I'm just curious because you have a strong sense of what you like, is what I'm getting at.
I don't discriminate. However, I will say that I love a bong. Like I just do, you guys. If you keep it clean and nice, you can still really taste the flower pretty nicely. However, I also have a volcano. I like joints. I like my packs. I like gravity bongs. Whatever you'll give me, I will take.
If you would ask me that same question,
what's Ruthie's favorite? I don't know.
Mine is a joint in the hot tub with my husband.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's so specific.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
My answer would have been the same as yours, Savannah. However you got it, give it to me.
Yeah, I won't discriminate.
Yeah. Well, this is really cool. First appearance on the podcast, knocked it out of the park.
Oh, great. Thank you.
So I don't think you'll have a problem next time.
Okay.
And we will have you back. However, before we let her go, we did not get to discuss that Garcia also has gummies.
Oh, we also have gummies
that are delicious.
Yes.
But I have a question. Did I read that the Garcia gummies are guitar shaped? Is this true?
They're molded after Jerry's own pick. Trixie gave us one of his picks. We molded it after it.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Alex is showing it on the screen right now. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And they all have like natural flavoring. They're pretty delicious. Very fun.
How many milligrams are those?
5.
5 milligrams?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to have to take 2.
Okay. Still throwing me with a good time.
I'm going to take half of
You taking half, Alex?
Yeah, I think I'm the novice of the 4
Ruthie,
here.
are you going to have a 5 milligram or are you going to, what is your deal?
Yeah, well, it depends, time of day, but I'll either microdose, so I'll do half or I'll do a full. Typically a full 5.
Yeah, that's cool. Wow, so they're shaped like Jerry's guitar picks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I want to say it's like they're natural flavoring. I hate saying this word, spirulina, red radish root, and Ruthie, help me out. The third one.
I can't remember, but they're delicious, and I love
they're
that.
So good. Give them a try, and don't blame me for this one. I'm gonna try.
I have a question for both of you ladies, though, Ruthie and for Savannah. Ruthie, you thought that this Garcia Handpicked brand would be great for Torrey Holistics because you said you notice, the demographics, right? I'm curious, are the people who buy this brand, are they all people who this is their homage to Jerry, to the Grateful Dead? Or
that's a great question. I want to know the answer too.
Yeah, I'm curious. Do you find, you ready for this, that because of John Mayer and Dead and Company, that a lot of younger people that maybe weren't Grateful Dead fans have become Dead and Company fans. So I guess what I'm getting at is, do you notice if younger people are buying the Garcia brand?
Yeah, that is a great question, and I'll have to look at the analytics. But back in the day, I actually did follow the Dead for a while, and I'll have to find the pictures of me in my dresses and out in Red Rocks and all that. But the minute that actually Trey was the first one that came out with Dead and Company, so I made Peter drive me up to San Francisco, and we went to that first show. And I was, close up, right up there. And I did look around, and I did notice there was a lot of younger people around us that never had the chance to see Jerry. And this was their chance to have that experience. So I think there is this younger crowd that wants to have that Grateful Dead experience that never, were able to. In terms of who's buying this, I think that older deadheads definitely are purchasing this, but I also think people that have tried it. So if you're, one of the cannabis consultants that got to try it, and you're like, oh my God, this stuff is fire, you're also going to let people know that are coming to find fire flower, you got to try this, and people are trying it, and they're going to continue to buy it.
I'm taking that phrase, fire flower, by the way.
It's a good one.
I love that answer. That's kind of the goal, is like, that was kind of my goal with partnering with Sun+earth Farms and Legacy Farmers and highlighting the brand in that way, is because we want it to not only resonate with people who are Dead fans and Jerry fans especially, but we also really want it to resonate with people who just like good flower,
Yeah.
So
I think,
I
think you're covering all the bases.
You're also covering where I'm at, which is you cover good branding. Because when I went into Torrey and I saw the packaging, I'm not kidding, I bought it for the packaging. I was like, that is a dope package.
Totally.
I'm looking for pre-roll joints, and that is exactly kind of the mood that I want to get in, like this green, groovy, like chillness. And I was like, I'll take that.
Yeah,
thank you so much. That will make my marketing team so happy. So I'm going to send them this recording. Thank you.
I even have 2 of their posters framed in my house as like art. It is so beautiful.
Yeah, I was looking at the goods section of the website, and it's just like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this is like the artwork that you put on your merch. Yeah. It's so cool. It's like, it attracts the eye right away.
The website is GarciaHandpicked.com. And by the way, when you're there, it is interesting to read. Like, I read the family section, where you really do understand about how involved Jerry Garcia's kids are with the brand. Which
they really are. They really are. We've got like plenty of videos on them, like how they came about with Holistic, how they view. I mean, it's amazing. They've really helped us out, and they even show up to our birthday events. Like at a Hall of Flowers. They came around for 420 when we were up in Northern California. So they're very supportive,
and they're really down to earth. And there's a great article about them. I think it's in the Rolling Stones, right, Savannah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great article.
Yes, that one. And then also Renaissance Woman recently came out, or there's an article called Renaissance Woman, Trixie, I forget who it was, but that one's really great too. But yeah, speaking to her down to earth in this, I mean, and going back to how she really represents, I think, the community is, I mean, even when she came to Hall of Flowers, she came with a basket of hand-picked apples from her orchard.
And they were delicious.
Like, it's just amazing. I love it. So
well, Savannah, we'll talk to you again soon, and hope to see you down at Torrey Holistics, and now come down and visit California Holistics too.
Yes, I'm excited. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Ruthie and her team knocked it out of the park, and wait till you see California Holistics, because it's just next level.
I can't wait. I'm going to make the trip soon.
Yeah. Savannah, we look forward to seeing you, and thank you so much for telling us about Garcia Handpicked, and remind everybody, GarciaHandpicked.com, and we'll see everybody on episode 8 of the Holistics Highlights podcast.